everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this mindful flexibility flow. This might also be your day 11 of my free 14 days reset / detox little program. If you don't know what I'm talking about, as always, I will be linking it down below. For those of you who are on day 11, you're almost there. And yeah, for today's class, you might need a yoga belt, a strap, some blocks, or anything that you can think of to replace it. And when you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat.
You should have seen the way that you bloom. I think I saw your face in the moon. I promise I'll be with you as soon as
Alright, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your blocks, place them towards the side of the front of your mat. So not directly in front, but more towards the side, simply because you don't want to kick them, and keeping your strap towards the back edge of your mat. Slowly making your way onto your back, bringing your thighs to your chest. When you're here, arms are straight out by your side, palm are facing down. On your next inhalation, slowly rock yourself back into a gentle flow pose. When you're here, maybe you want to use your hands to ensure that you're keeping those hips stacked over your shoulders. So keeping that belly button up and in, maybe your hands are down, maybe you're clasping the fingers together. When you're here, I'll invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Starting to bring your attention inward. On your next inhalation, maybe you stay here, slowly bring your arms up and overhead so palms are facing up this time. Keeping those hips up so belly button is really up and in to allow you to stack those hips. Focusing on your breath here, so trying to make every inhalation and exhalation as equal as possible. On your next inhalation, maybe you stay here or try bending in the legs. If you bend in the legs, making sure that you're pressing those shins down on the mat. Not doing any crazy contortion move here. Focusing on your breath. Bringing that attention to your body and how the pose feels for you. Next inhalation, maybe straighten your legs back, up. Exhale, slowly release, thighs slowly come into your chest. On your next inhalation, keep those legs parallel. And you're gonna flex both feet, or just flex at least your left one, and slowly lower your left leg all the way down, keeping that right leg up. On your next inhalation, arms can come by your side, palm facing down. You can point your flex the feet, that's totally up to you. We're gonna take some active leg swings. On your inhale, you're gonna lower down, and exhale, you're gonna swing up and try and kick up. So inhale, lower, and exhale, kick up. So lower and up, lower and up, lower and up. Try and follow your breath. So with every exhalation, you're kicking up. Couple more. Last one. And hold it to the middle. Now you're gonna shift your weight onto your left side. Maybe bringing your forearm to rest so that you can rest your head into your left hand. We're gonna do some leg lifts again. So you're gonna inhale, toe tap, and exhale, kick up. So inhale, lower, exhale, swing up. and lower and up. So lower and up. A few more like this. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 3 more. Up and down. Up and down. Last one. And now slowly coming back onto your back. You're going to inhale, bring that thigh into your chest, clasping your hands around that right thigh, trying to bring your knee as close to your armpit as you can. When you're here, you're going to ensure that that left foot is really flexed. Maybe you're going to take some circles here with your right ankle. Focusing on your breath, keeping those hips squared to the front of the mat. On your next inhalation, maybe you're going to grab onto your yoga belt, your yoga strap, create a little loop inside so you can wrap it around your foot. Or maybe you're going to grab onto your big toe with your peace finger. And on your next exhalation, you're going to simply try and extend your legs. So keeping that leg straight up, belly button is up and in, those hips are squared, both feet are actually flexed. And on your next exhalation, maybe try and bring that leg closer to your chest. Maybe one day, grabbing onto your foot and creating a bit more space. Let that foot come all the way down. Again, wherever you are, simply focusing on your breath, keeping those hips squared, not comparing yourself to others. Next inhalation, slowly bring it back to center. And on your exhale, lower that right leg all the way down. On your next inhalation, you can maybe scooch yourself back if, like me, you need to readjust yourself. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So you can inhale, bringing that left leg up this time, making sure that your right foot is flexed. You're going to inhale, tap those toes down, and exhale, active legs, kick up. So exhale, kick up and down, up and down. Try and follow your own breath here. Exhale, kick up and down, up and down. Really engaging your core. Couple more. 2 more. Last one. And hold it to the middle. Now we're going to shift our weight onto our right side. So when you're here, same thing. Inhale, tap down, exhale, kick up. Inhale, tap down, exhale, kick up. Inhale, down and up. Down and up. Following your breath. Down and up. Down and up. Up. Couple more. Last one. Now slowly bring it back to center. Just my little mic. Making sure that your right foot is flexed here. We're gonna take a big inhale. You're gonna bend into that left leg. And you're slowly gonna clasp your fingers together, bringing your left leg to your chest. Here you're trying to bring that left knee close to your left armpit as you can, keeping those hips squared. Maybe again, taking a few circles out with your little ankle here. Always focusing on your breath. On your next inhalation, you're gonna flex your left foot, maybe using your strap again if you used it before. Slowly looping it around your foot, and on your exhalation, or maybe grabbing again onto your big toe with your pea-sized finger. Exhale, slowly try and extend that left leg. Keeping it flexed in both feet, that those hips are squared, belly button is up and in. Focusing on your breath. And on your next exhalation, trying to bring that leg as close to your chest as you can. Maybe grabbing onto your leg with both hands. And bringing it a bit closer to the ground, but again, not comparing yourself to other, really focusing on how this pose feels for you. So removing any attachment that you might have towards the end result. Simply connecting with your breath, creating more space with every exhalation. Next inhalation, slowly bring it back to center. And on your next inhalation, again, bringing both thighs to your chest. And exhale. Rock it forward. Slowly going to place this little strap towards the side and rock it forward so that you can come up into your chair. On your next inhalation, inhale, arms come up, palms come together to heart on your exhale. Next inhalation, arms raise up all the way up and overhead. Exhale, diving it forward for your forward fold. So maybe here, you're going to place your hands on some blocks. Again, whatever height that you need so that you can have your belly button is up and in, your spine is straight. You're shifting that weight towards the tip of your toes. So here, wherever you need to be. And on your exhalation, we're going to take an alternate bent leg forward fold. So you're going to exhale, bending into your left leg. You're going to melt onto the right. So keeping that right leg straight. Maybe bringing your blocks by your side wherever you are. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, hands come down on your blocks. Come back to your straight back, straighten both legs. Exhale, bending into the right now. Slowly melting onto your left thigh. Wherever you are, shifting the weight forward. Belly button is up and in, so engaging your core to bring your chest closer to your thigh. Next inhalation, hands come down on your blocks, so they come back to your straight back. And on your exhalation, planting the hands down, slowly stepping your back to your first downward facing dog. So when you're here, again, making sure that you're taking enough space on your mat. Feet are hips distance. If you need to take a few paddle outs in the legs. As always, if you need to keep a bent in the legs and the heels lifted so that you can keep proper alignment, so ensuring that you're kind of imagining both armpits are looking at each other, looking towards your belly button, letting your chest melt down towards your thighs. On your next inhalation, we're going to start with some spinal waves. So take a big inhale, drawing your chin to your chest, rolling forward to your high plank. When shoulders over wrists, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips glide you back, bending the knees here as much as you need. Head is the last thing to come down again. Inhale, rolling forward to your high plank. Exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail. Hips glide you back to that downward facing dog. When you make it back, last one. Inhale to roll forward. And exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Hips glide you back. When you make it back, letting that right leg come up for your three-legged dog. When you're here, take a moment, ensuring your hips are squared. On your next inhalation, tap those toes down and exhale, swing up. Taking active leg kicks again. So tap down and kick up. Tap down and kick up. Trying to keep that top leg as straight as you can. So really engaging those glutes. 2 more. Last one. And hold it here. Inhale, lift that left heel off the mat. Look in between your hands. Exhale. Lower that heel back down. See if you can kick higher. Inhale, lift. Heel lifts off the mat. Bring that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Arms come up. high lunge. On your next inhalation, lifting that front heel off the mat. Exhale, lower back down and swing towards your back edge of the mat, setting yourself up here for your side lunge. So bum lowers back and down. Keeping a stack, so knee over ankle, heart is lifted, maybe palms are together to heart. Taking a moment here. On your next inhalation, maybe you stay here. And again, maybe you're using your blocks here by your side to ensure that you're keeping that stack. Or maybe you're gonna wrap that left arm around and under. So flipping so that your left hand is facing up. And you're gonna slowly clasp your hands together, taking this binded variation. Maybe walking and holding onto your forearms. Keeping the heart lifted. Next exhalation, slowly releasing the hands. Slowly place your right hand back and down. And inhale, you're gonna press up and lift your hips up. Simple side stretch here. Exhale, sitting back down. Hands come down. Come back to heart. Inhale, press up. Swing yourself back to your high lunge. Arms come up and overhead. On your next inhalation, take a big exhale, lower that back knee down, setting yourself up here for your low lunge. When you're here, ensuring that front knee is stacked over your ankle. If you need your blocks by your side, they're here underneath your shoulders, so you're not here. You're letting your hips sink down. Kind of imagining that your thighs are like scissors, so pressing against each other. Next exhalation, slowly, you're gonna try and maybe either take a bend, so simply lowering your right fingertips down or holding onto the back of your left leg with your right hand, taking this side sway. Left arm reaches up and overhead. And on your next exhalation, fingertips come down, shift your hips back, straighten that front leg, and exhale. Simply melting it forward for your half split. So wherever you are, even if you need to stay here, ensuring that leg is straight, those hips are squared, you're letting your chest sink down, but your back and spine is straight. Very important. Using your breath to create more space. Next inhalation, press yourself back to that low lunge. Arms come up and overhead. Next exhalation, hands come down, tuck that right leg in, and exhale. Making sure that both knees are in one line. We're gonna exhale, sliding out here. So again, making sure those knees are in one line. And you're focusing on your pelvic tilt, you're sliding into your frog here. So you're focusing on your pelvic tilt, so focusing on popping your booty out, trying to bring your pelvis to the floor. Those knees are in one line, but your feet can come out a bit. You may be on your chest. It's always easier in the beginning because you don't have that back bend that you have on your forearms. So using your breath here, making sure you're not holding on to your breath. Inhale, slowly bring it back to that tabletop, bringing that right thigh into your chest. Exhale, foot comes down, setting yourself back for your low lunge. Arms come up and overhead. Inhale, tuck the back toes, lift up, high lunge. Again, inhale, you're gonna cactus and swing to grab onto your back foot with your right hand. Left hand comes down. You're gonna step forward for your standing split. Making sure that you're kicking up with the top leg. On your next exhalation, you're gonna lower your right hand down around some blocks here. So you can have your block and it's not straight in front of your right foot. It's gonna be out by the side. So wherever you are, you'll be out by your side here, switching into half moon. And maybe you're gonna bend into that top left leg, grabbing your foot from the inside. And you're gonna kick up, pull with your hand, your foot is kicking up, opening your chest up towards the sky for your sugar cane. Totally optional. You can stay in your half moon here. Exhale, bring it back to your half moon. And slowly bend into that top leg to lower back down for your reverse warrior two. When you're here, take a moment. Next inhalation, dive forward for your modified side angle. Take a full breath. And inhale, left hand comes down and your right hand's gonna come down. You're gonna switch so that your hips are squared. That back heel is lifted off the mat. You're setting yourself up here for kind of a modified pyramid, so you can have your hands on blocks here, making sure your spine is straight and long. And exhale, simply trying to melt your chest here onto your thigh. Next inhalation, inhale, come back to your straight back. And on your exhale, you're gonna plant your hands down. So even if you need to keep a bend in that front leg, and try and compress your right thigh and kick it back into a three-legged dog, bent leg, open hip. So pressing up here, looking up over that right shoulder. Next inhalation, left heel lifts us off the mat, curl your right thigh out and in. Exhale, you're gonna lower yourself and set yourself up here for your half pigeon. So when you're here, make sure that your right foot is touching your hip bone. Your fingertips are gonna be in front of you to begin. We're gonna take some chest circles. So following your breath, you're gonna inhale, try a big circle towards the right, and switch side. So following your breath here, so circling from side to side, really leading with your heart. Two more. Last one. Next inhalation, bringing your fingertips by your side. Inhale, maybe arms. You're simply gonna play and try and keep your arms up and overhead, or you're gonna try these pulses. You're gonna inhale, pulsing up, exhale, lower down. Inhale, pulse up, exhale, lower. Last one, pulse up and lower. On your next exhale, fingertips come by your side, and slowly walking the fingertips forward, melting your chest, maybe down. Forehead comes down. Focusing on your breath, keeping that spine straight and long. So even if you're here, keeping that spine straight. Next inhalation, lift up on the fingertips, slowly walk your hands back by your side. And on your next inhalation here, you can also use your strap. So loop it around your foot and inhale, kick your left foot. So you grab it with your left hand from the inside. And on your exhale, you're gonna try and maybe bend into that left leg. Slowly maybe bringing it and hooking it close to your hip bone. Wherever you are here, keeping those hips squared. So even if you need a block here by your side when you're working on this here, so wherever you are, don't compare yourself to others. Simply focus on how the pose feels for you. Focus on your breath. Always, always focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, maybe you stay here, or you try the Mermaid Variation. So you're going to try and hook that left foot into that little nook of your arm. You're going to clasp your hands together. So bringing your hands like this, clasping your hands together. Your foot is kicking against your arm, and my chest is puffing up. Hips are squared to the front of the mat. Next exhalation, slowly lower down. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes, hands press down, kick it back for your three-legged dog. When you're here, take a moment. Make sure that chest is melting down towards the mat. Next inhalation, left heel lifts us off the mat. Bring that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down. Inhale, arms come up for a high lunge. Next inhalation, simply cactus the arms, really puffing your heart up. Exhale, planting the hands down. Step it back for your high plank. Shift the weight forward, chaturanga, upward facing to downward facing. When you're here, take a moment, reconnecting with your breath. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So on your next inhalation, starting with the spinal wave, take a big inhale, right into your chest, roll forward to your high plank, one shoulders over wrist, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips slide you back to your downward facing dog. Again, inhale to roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Hips slide you back to your downward facing dog. Last one here, inhaling to roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, hips guide you back. It is the last thing to come down. When you make it back, left leg comes up for your three-legged dog. When you're here, take a big inhale, ensuring your hips are squared. Next inhale, tap those toes down. Exhale, kick it up. Active leg swings. Inhale, down and up. Follow your breath. So down and up, down and up. Try and keep that top leg as straight as you can. Couple more. Focus on your breath. 3 more. Last one and hold. Next inhale, right heel lifts us off the mat and bring it back down. See if you can kick higher. Inhale, right heel lifts us off the mat, bring that left thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down. Arms come up for a high lunge. Next inhale, lifting that front heel off the mat. Exhale, lower it back down. And on your next inhalation, sway towards the side. Exhale, set yourself up for that side lunge. Again, when you're here, ensuring that knee is stacked over your ankle. Palms come together to heart. Ensuring that the spine is straight and long. On your next inhalation, maybe you stay here. Attempt again wrapping this time your right arm around so that you can maybe clasp your hands or maybe hold on to opposite forearms. Focusing on your breath here. Exhale, slowly release the hands. Now letting your left hand come down, back. And inhale, you're going to lift those hips up. Stretch back. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, palms come together. And sway back for the high lunge. On your next exhale, lower those back knee down. Set yourself up here for that low lunge. When you're here again, if you're using your blocks, hands are down by your side. So you're not here, you're here. Next inhalation, arms come up. Maybe grabbing onto the back leg with that left hand this time. Reaching up and overhead with the right. Again, hips are sinking down here. Inhale, hands come down. Shift those hips back, straighten that front leg. Belly button up and in. Exhale. Melt it forward for your half split. Making sure your hips are squared here. Inhale, press down into your hands. Come back to your straight back. Exhale, shift those hips forward. Arms come up for your low lunge. Next inhale, fingertips come down. Compress that thigh back in. So knees are in one line. And again, you're going to make sure your knees are in one line and exhale. Slide into your full frog. So popping your booty out so you're not here. You're popping your booty out, focusing on that little tilt of your pelvis here. Trying to lower the pelvis down towards the ground. Focusing on that breath. Using those exhalations to create more space. Keeping those knees in one line so you're not like this. You're staying in the stretch wherever you are. Next inhalation, slowly coming back to that little tabletop position. You're gonna bring that left thigh back, coming back to your low lunge. Arms come up and overhead. Inhale, tuck the back toes, lift up. This time you're gonna inhale and sweep forward, grabbing onto the back of the ankle with your left hand, shifting your weight. So you kick up for that standing split. Focus on your breath. Next inhalation, your left fingertips come down by your side towards the front or on your block. Setting yourself up here for your half moon. Hips are turned out, sorry. On your next inhalation, maybe you bend that top leg. Maybe you grab onto your strap here as well to help you grab that top foot. Next, I'll kick up. Heart is reaching up towards the sky, so twisting, using your hand here, shifting that way forward, sitting down to your hips. Exhale, bring it back, half moon. Slowly bending into that top leg, lower the back foot, and set yourself up for your reverse warrior 2. Exhale, dive it forward, modified side angle. On your next inhalation, right fingertips come down, left, you're squaring your hips towards the front of your mat, belly button up and in, setting yourself up for your modified pyramid. Exhale, try and melt onto that top thigh. Focus on your breath. Keeping those hips square, that spine is straight. Inhale, pressing down on your block, slowly coming back to your straight back. And on your exhale, you're going to press down onto the mat. Try and compress your thighs so you can kick back to three-legged dog, open hip. Here, take a moment. Make sure you're pressing down to the mat, looking maybe up and over that left armpit or shoulder. Inhale, right heel lifts us off the mat, curl that thigh out and in. Setting yourself up and lowering yourself up here for your half pigeon. When you're here, that foot is touching your hip bone. If you're more flexible, you can also play around with bringing your shin towards the top of your mat. Keeping that front foot flexed here. Your fingertips are in front of you to begin. We're going to take our little chest circles again, but this time starting towards the left. So I'm going to inhale, circle it out, and switching side. So following your own breath here, simply trying to create more space into the shape. And as always, if you are really high and tight in your hips, always bring the block to kind of here in the middle on your hip to kind of keep you a bit more elevated, and you can still practice the same series with the block underneath your hip. So again, wherever you are, 2 more circles. Last one. And on your next inhalation, bring your fingertips by your side. On your next inhalation, arms come up and overhead, palms come together. Maybe you stay here playing with balance, or you attempt those little pulses again. So inhale, pulsing up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pulse up and lower. So you're squeezing your thighs to lift up and lower. Exhale, fingertips come down. Slowly walking your hands forward. Maybe melting forearms or your forehead down on the mat. Keeping that spine straight and long again, focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, lift up on the fingertips, walking your hands back. Now when you're here, bring your foot close to your hip bone if it was far away. And on your next inhale, maybe attempt kicking your right foot, grabbing it with your right hand from the inside. And on your exhale, wherever you are, maybe simply working on bringing your foot close to your hip bone or hooking it onto your hip if you don't have a mic like me. Wherever you are, focusing on your breath. Keeping those hips square so you're not coming out of this stretch. So using your hand maybe on the side to help you if you're doing that. On your next exhalation, maybe you stay here, attempt that little mermaid variation. So hooking your foot in that little nook of your arm, puffing your heart up, hands kind of clasped together. Exhale, slowly release. Pressing those hands down, tuck the back toe. Compress that thigh so that you can kick back to three-legged dog. Squaring out those hips. Inhale, right heel lifts us off the mat. Bring that thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down. Arms come up. Inhale, really cactus and puff the heart up. Exhale, hands come down. Step it back for your high plank. Shift forward. Chaturanga, maybe knees come down to upward facing and downward facing. When you're here, take a moment to connect with your breath. On your next inhalation, take a big inhale, starting with the spinal wave. So roll forward. Exhale, drop the belly. Hips guide you back. Downward facing dog. Again, inhale. Drawing that chin to your chest. And exhale. Drop the belly. Hips guide you back. When you make it back, last one. Inhale to roll forward. And exhale. Drop the belly. Lifting the tail. When you make it back, right leg comes up. Three-legged dog. Next inhalation, lift your left heel off the mat. Curl that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down. Arms come up for high lunge. Next inhalation, sway towards the side. Now you're going to set yourself up for standing wide leg fold. When you're here, ensuring feet, heels are out. Toes are pointing in. Inhale, arm come up. Exhale, diving the way forward. Maybe you're shifting the weight. You're actually shifting the weight towards the tip of your toes. Maybe you're placing your hands on some blocks, holding onto your big toes or the back of the heels. Kind of imagining that you're bringing the crown of the head or the forehead down on the mat, really using your arm strength to help you here. Next inhalation, hands come down on your blocks. And on your exhalation, this is totally optional. You don't have to practice this pose, but we're going to attempt a middle split. So maybe you stay here on your next exhale. I'm going to let those hips, those legs come out by your side, keeping those feet in one line. Those legs stay in one line. You're focusing on that pelvic tilt, so popping your booty out. Maybe you're having your hands here like this on some blocks to help the descent. So wherever you are, maybe you bring your chest down. Focus on your breath. This is short holds of this pose. It's always good to practice it. Next inhalation, slowly sit yourself back down, bringing your thighs together. When you're here, maybe give yourself a little shake from side to side. On your next inhalation, slowly sitting back onto your mat. You're gonna inhale, clasping your fingers together, grabbing maybe the front of your thighs like this, or you can also grab it like this, however you prefer. We're gonna take some seated cat-cows. So I'm gonna inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. And exhale, drawing your chin to your chest. Really rounding in the back of the heart. Inhale, drop the belly, bring your belly to thigh, really dropping the head back. And exhale, curling your chin to your chest, really rounding in the back of the heart. 2 more like this. Inhale, belly to thigh, dropping the head back. And exhale, curling that chin to your chest, really rounding the back of the heart. Last one, inhale, dropping the belly to your thigh, head comes back. And exhale, chin draws into your chest, really rounding in the back of the heart. On your next inhalation, slowly come back to neutral. And on your exhalation, placing your hands behind you, your fingertips are pointing back. On your next exhalation, slowly letting your hands glide back, taking a little shoulder split here. So stopping whenever you feel sensation, again, not comparing yourself to other. Maybe you want to bring your thighs to your chest. Maybe you want to keep your feet here down on the mat. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Focus on your breath. Two more breaths here, wherever you are. Next inhalation, slowly walking your hands back up to that little seated position. And on your next exhale, bring the bottom of the feet together. Slowly setting yourself up here for a seated bound angle pose. So when you're here, bottom of the feet together, trying to open your feet out like you would a book. So turning your feet out here. On your next inhalation, maybe you stay here, you start maybe alternating, pressing on each thigh, trying to bring maybe one thigh closer to the ground. Or maybe you so trying to open your feet out like you would a book. On your next inhalation, take a big inhale and exhale, placing your hands onto your thighs. Next exhalation, you're going to alternate. So exhale, pressing onto your right thigh here, trying to straighten your arm. Inhale, come back to center. Same thing other side. So exhale, pressing onto the left, trying to bring your thigh closer to the ground. Inhale, come back to center. One more on each side. So exhale and inhale, come back to center. And exhale. Inhale, come back. On your next inhalation, slowly bringing your feet back together and rocking yourself forward so that you can lift up into your chair. Next exhalation, hands come down on your blocks and slowly melt yourself forward into your forward fold. Maybe you're holding onto the back heels or the big toes. Inhale, pressing your hands down on your blocks, come back to your straight back. And exhale, step it back for your downward facing dog. When you're here, simply taking your breath to settle into the shape. On your next inhalation, starting with our spinal waves again. So inhale, draw that chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank. When shoulders over wrist, exhale. Drop the belly, lifting the tail, hips glide you back to your downward facing dog again. Inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Hips glide you back. Again, inhale, rolling forward. Last one here. And exhale. Drop the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, your left leg comes up for your three-legged dog. Next inhalation, right heel lifts off the mat, bringing that thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down, arms come up, high lunge. Next exhalation, swing towards the side, setting yourself up for your wide leg fold again. When you're here, bring your heels out, toes in. Maybe take the same variation that we did before. Inhale, clasping the fingers behind your back. Inhale, puffing your heart up. Exhale, melting forward, leading with your heart, letting your arm fall behind your head. Again, here, maybe your hands, you want to use a block underneath your hands if you're a bit scared. Inhale, come up halfway, placing your hands down or on your blocks. And on your next exhale, again, totally optional, but we're going to slide again in our middle split. So wherever you are, making sure that you're staying in that straight line, focusing on your breath. Making sure that you're not holding on to your breath. Using those exhalations to create more space, allow you to dive and get deeper in that stretch. Exhale, slowly release. Come out, bring your thighs together, give yourself a little shake here from side to side. On your next exhale, here you're simply gonna, so when you're here, you're gonna bring your feet straight out in front of you. Feet are gonna be flexed, making sure that your belly button is up and in. You might need your yoga strap, your yoga belt. You can loop it underneath your feet here. We're gonna take a little forward fold. So wherever you are, on your next inhalation, arms come up and overhead, and exhale, melting it forward, keeping that spine straight and long. So again, maybe you're using that yoga belt. Belly button is up and in. Focusing on your breath here. On your next inhalation, slowly walk your fingertips back up. And on your next exhale, slowly making your way onto your back. So when you're here, bringing both thighs into your chest. And on your next inhalation, slowly extending the left leg in front of you. Foot can be flexed or pointed, totally up to you. I like to keep mine flexed. And on your next exhalation, you're gonna have your right arm by your side, option to cactus, so keep the arm straight, palm facing down. Maybe you're gonna use your left hand to rest onto the midst of your right thigh and exhale, taking a side twist. So looking towards your right side, I'm gonna try and let your knee come down towards the mat, maybe all the way down on the floor, as long as you're keeping those shoulder blades glued to your mat. Focusing on your breath again, using those exhalations to create more space. Next inhalation, slowly bring it back to center. And exhale, straighten your right leg in front of you. Inhale, you're gonna bend into the left this time, repeating the same thing. So arms come by your side, palm is either facing down or you're cactusing the arm. It's totally optional. And on your exhale, looking towards the left, and let your knee come down. Focusing on your breath, keeping those shoulder blades on the mat. Inhale, come back to center. And on your next inhale, bring your right thigh to your chest. Exhale, you're gonna bring the bottom of the feet together, letting your thighs kind of fall out towards the side. Maybe you're gonna bring your hands to rest in the midst of your thighs. It's gonna help bring those legs come down a little closer to the ground. Maybe you're gonna bring your hands to rest into the midst of your thighs to kind of help your legs come a bit closer to the ground. Taking this little recline bound angle here, focusing on your breath. Releasing any tension. Next inhalation, slowly lift both thighs up, and exhale, straighten your legs in front of you. Arms stay by your side. We're going to finish this practice by taking a few breaths in Shavasana, as always, to really integrate everything that we just worked on. As always, I truly hope that you enjoyed this mindful flexibility flow and that you have a wonderful day. Namaste.
You should have seen the way that you bloom. I think I saw your face in